Good afternoon. It is February 9th. Just playing around in the basement. Had some spare parts laying around. And had a little bit of free time. It is my slow season. A little bit too cold to be working outside. So I'm playing inside. Yeah. I had an extra stator. This is the original stator out of my 500 watt turbine. This is the 24 volt stator. I installed the 48 volt stator in the one that's in the air right now, just for a little. I wanted to experiment with it. I thought maybe the higher voltage stator would get the power down the line a little bit better, because I have unproductive low wind here, and it's a 125 foot run, so kind of whatever, maximize overall output out of it. And when I ordered the extra stator, they sent me an extra rotor, but I didn't have anything to install it into. I tried a Tennessee alternator body, and it just doesn't quite line up right. There's no good way to tighten it all down. So this actually worked out. I got cold rolled 1/4 inch plate steel, drilled a hole through that, and I had a burned out treadmill motor that had a good bearing. Also happens to be a 17mm shaft, and the bearing retainer, you can see, is inside of there. I flipped that upside down and backwards and welded that to the plate steel, and then I kind of hand bent. This is 18 gauge steel, for the stator to sit on and hold it, and I'll space it properly off of the plate and off of the bearing. And I actually took a rotor with no magnets, so I didn't have to fight the magnetism for aligning the stator. I eyeballed that, so it's spaced properly, and instead of making something to clamp it down, actually just welded it in 4 spots, and whatever, it's not pretty, but it works. It pins pretty free, and it makes power. I mocked it up with chintzy wind charge controller. It's just a rectifier with a charge limiter, and then I got amperage meter set up over here, and I'll click her in. Actually, I'll click her in second first and see if we can get a peek out of her real quick. That was almost 12 amps. That's pretty sweet on a cordless drill with a half-dead battery. Let's click her in first gear and just see what we can get steady out of it. That noise, the brake is engaging. Because this battery is junk. So that takes no power at all for that to peak up to 14.2. It's actually peaking up to 14.2 faster than the sample rate of the meter. So it's going up to 14.2, hitting the brakes, and it appears to be holding it at about 12.5, but yeah, anyhow, all 3 phases are working. And so yeah, that's sweet. So what I was thinking I would do with it, now that I've got a working PMA, I've got this here paddle. That was from the Lantern turbine, vertical axis. Don't buy it. Piece of shit. Never saw a single watt. It saw a bunch of wind. The PMA that comes with it is absolute garbage. That's that one, that extra rotor that I had that had no magnets in it. Yeah, it's got those garbage black magnets that just crumbled and fell apart. When I finally opened it all up, it was just spread all over the inside of the PMA, and the stator was shredded from grinding up with the magnets. But I was thinking, put this here axle through there with some bearings on the end, and you know, a frame with some pontoons on both sides, and a height adjustment, and this would make a real nice water wheel. You know, I see those catching quite a bit of water and being able to generate some torque. It might not spin fast, but if I geared it up with some bike sprockets and you know, it would take a little bit of playing around to get the gear ratio right, but even if I could just turn that PMA fast enough to get a steady 5, you know, 4 or 5 amps out of it, that would be steady power in my stream up north, which runs 11 months out of the year. Right now, it's probably frozen over. It's still running under the ice, but top gets frozen over. But you know, pretty much all of the rest of the year, it's moving pretty good. So yeah, this is I think going to be my next project. I've been wanting to dabble in hydropower, so, and PMAs are good, reliable sources of power. I can coat this whole thing. I can damn near just dip it in a exterior paint, and you know, as long as it doesn't glue itself, the rotor to the stator, make sure that drains out. It'll weatherproof it all real good. You know, I can put up maybe a plastic PVC, some 6-inch PVC cap or something on the back, glue it all together, seal it up tight, use a rectifier from automotive alternator, or just a stupid charge controller. I don't know, that thing's kind of junk, but it's cool that it does have the limiter at least. But we're going to be putting together a big system up there too. Me, my brother, and my dad are all working on cabins, so we're going to have a main central power station with multiple sources doing wind, solar, and we have the stream, so why not incorporate hydro? Because, you know, the wind doesn't always blow, and the sun never shines at nighttime. So I don't know, just a fun project, but you know, I'll keep you posted with that. The PMA works, so let's do something with it. Alright, well, thanks for watching. Take care out there.